Alright, we live. That let you know we live. That's the type of shit happen when we live. What up, though? Shout out Idris for another one. Special one for y'all today. I know I say that all the time, but for real. We doing a whole special format for tonight. You know what I'm saying? I got this man in person. Everybody can't do this. Just let you know right now. I ain't bragging or nothing like that, but just let you know the type of people, you know what I'm saying? The type of clout your boy got, they can bring him in personally. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else gotta pay him. Anybody else gotta pay him for an interview. I mean, I'll probably pay him too. You know, let me stop talking for you, man. You pay him. But yo, we got Eli Everett, you know what I'm saying? Actor. Businessman, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, I ain't gonna call him an activist, but he is kind of an activist, you know what I'm saying? Does a great job in his community, you know what I'm saying? Good brother, man, from Philly, you know? And yeah, I'm gonna let him talk to y'all. I'm gonna let him bless y'all with that. But first off, I'm gonna let y'all know about the It Factor Fitnessfashon, you know what I'm saying? Fitness fashion for those who have that fitness. Fashion and have that it factor, whether you're in your grocery store, library, girl crib, club. It Factor Fitness Fashion. You know what I'm saying? So no further ado, let's introduce the man of the hour. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a sit down and you know, check y'all comments. Y'all ask him whatever y'all want to ask him. This is live. Once again, it'll be available on YouTube. But yeah, man, let's have some fun. Yo, hey!
Hey,
my brother.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I had to put my glasses on. You done pulled me up so much.
Oh,
man.
Hey,
I'm coming looking like a 1990s rap star.
Hey, you look good, brother. You look good. You know what I'm saying? I would say if I had to cast African Bambaataa, you know what I'm saying, you might be able to fit the bill. You know what I'm saying? You look like an in-shape African Bambaataa. You know what I'm saying? But so look, y'all know how I do. You know, we just gonna have a conversation. You know, ain't nothing formal. Ain't no telling what we gonna do. Ain't no telling what we gonna say. So with that said, you know, I'm gonna go and get started. So, good brother, how you doing this evening?
Man. Long time. I told you I was going to be here.
Glad you came, brother. Glad you came. You know what I'm saying?
You got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So how you doing, man?
I just want to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You go ahead. Hey, let's go.
No.
Yeah.
Well, how you been, man? It's been a while.
Been good, man. It's
Keep
been
me
good.
at the pace here.
Yeah, no, that's about you, brother. So I want to know, like, so I always ask my people, like, how you doing mentally, physically, and spiritually first. Let's start off with that.
I'm glad you asked that. Mentally and spiritually, when you're busy, you can lose yourself in a lot of ways. A lot of ways as far as not being balanced. You got your eye on the prize and you're so gunning, you know, for this thing. You're missing all the little things in between, which really makes life. Like, it takes all the small ingredients, you know, inside of a dish in order to make it pop. Everything matters, you know? So I had to take a moment to reflect on a lot of things in my life, as far as being first of all, very gracious, but at the end of the day, just thanking God for the journey, whether it be something that's, you know, a space that I'm like, I want to get out of this space, or just this space that is just like, oh, I'm so thankful. Yeah. It has to be a balance in between. At the end of the day, I always press forward with positivity, no matter what.
That's dope, man. Well, I wanted to ask you, let's go back from the beginning, man, because I know a little bit about you, but as far as like where you're from, let's start there, where you're from, and how did you even get into acting in the first place?
Yeah, man, let me take off the stomach shades. I'm just playing. Yeah. So I was last of 5 children. Okay. North Philadelphia, born and raised. Okay. Take me.
Yeah. I love Philly, by the way.
So yeah, you know, from Philly, moved out to Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania, when I was around 10 years old, and from there, you know, grew up poverty-filled. You know what I mean? We went to the women's shelters a couple of times. You know, it was a tough upbringing, and I'm the first of my family to go straight from high school to college.
Okay.
But now everybody is starting to, trickle down and go to college. But I'm the first in my family.
Okay.
With the help of basketball in my hands. So from there, it opened me up to a lot better, I guess, just being able to see different things. I knew I wanted to get up out of Philly.
Exposure to different
things, and I think that helped me to keep moving. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Had I not been like the last of five, I'm like 10 years from my oldest and 5 years from my second oldest. There wouldn't have been that disconnect from family, so I probably wouldn't have left Philly because everybody likes to be around it. But because I was already separate, it kind of allowed me to, kind of be like a nomad, so to speak, until I felt where it was right for me. And so luckily it landed right here after some hard work. I just had a Voyage ATL article, talking about that journey. I actually started out as a producer for BET.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, went up to California with $28 in my pocket.
Yeah.
$28 in my pocket got me, the rest of the internship, and then a deal in New York. New York got me in front of Marilyn Gill, who put me down here with Monique. Monique, her show retired, and I got hired by Shaq, and then Tyler Perry as a double.
All right, so look, we got to back up. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's a lot that I like to unpack.
Yeah.
But I got to know, as a hooper myself,
Yeah.
what you play? What position did you play?
Yo, so I was a small forward, like,
Okay.
I think I was 6'4", I was about 90. I was touching. They called me old school, man. but in college they had me playing power forward center, which was not even.
Yeah.
And then I broke my leg, and that was all she wrote, man.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, freshman 20 turned into a freshman like 55.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I always ask like athletes that act and stuff like that. Like, so I always wanted to go to the league. Same thing, injuries prevented me and whatnot. What got you into acting? What made you have passion for acting?
When I was doing, and just to back up a little bit, before I became a producer, I was actually doing radio for Clear Channel. So I worked my internship there. I did 2 internships, one in radio, and then I realized that wasn't it for me. It was BET after that. I always knew I wanted to be in front of the camera. I just didn't know what, or what to do, or how to even get involved in it or anything. Man, it was crazy because I met Shaq when I was 16 in a dunk contest.
Oh yeah.
I met you.
Yeah.
We met Shaq again for the first time. I had seen him in about 10 years.
Really?
Crazy, yeah.
Y'all remember each other?
Me. He kept going like this, figuring out, trying to, where I know this guy from.
Yeah.
That was when I started acting.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Like after I met you?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, that was like when 2 years after that, when I made the contract with Children's Fund.
What? I'm glad I asked that question. I would have never known that.
Yeah.
So was that when you when you decided this is what I want to do?
I decided that after I worked with Little Duval, and it was like the blizzard, that snow blizzard that happened. We almost got stuck in 2015. Yeah, everybody was 24 hours.
Yeah.
So at that time it was really tough because I had went back to working my way up from producer, associate producer, to being a PA. And I was like, man, how do you know this is what I'm supposed to do? Like, how do you know? Like, I feel like I want to be on TV. I know I want to be on TV. I sucked at my auditions. I was terrible.
Yeah. Did you have an agent at the time, or were you just walking in, like doing walking?
At that time, I met Alpha Tyler and Raven Drummer on a Monique show, and they gave me my first audition.
Really?
That was when I was that was in 2000.
Hold up. Shout out to Alpha Tyler,
Alpha
Raven
Tyler,
Drummond,
Raven
what
Drummond.
up? You know what I'm saying? Both of them, they had me on auditions. Thank you. Hey, I'm still, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But shout out to Alpha Tyler and Raven Drummond.
Yeah, for sure.
But my bad, what was you saying?
No, I that was my first audition, so I didn't have anybody there.
Okay.
And that audition, I don't think I did too good. So I did my research. A lot of people don't do their research. Did my research, figured out I need real headshots on this type of paper. Did all that, and still was like, I don't know if I want to be an actor because I thought I was good, but you don't come out the womb with that.
Right.
So this is hard work.
Yeah.
So after I did that, they had me be Tyler's double, Shaq's double. 2 years later, after we met, I was like, this is what I want to do. The first year I got nothing. That's when I had STW as my agent. I got nothing. A year later, I got Jamie Foxx. It was my first movie with Sleepless.
For real?
And then from there, it just kept going.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope. So, have you mainly just worked in the Atlanta area, or have you been in
Other areas, man. I've been blessed, especially this year. I've worked in like 5 different states.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it's been great, like, cause I feel like you put extra focus when you're somewhere else. You don't get distracted by the home court advantage.
Yeah.
And you know, your schedule really goes right into that mode. So I've been able to work in California, New York a couple times this year, Law and Order. And then with Shaq, we've been working in Dallas.
Yeah.
Just places, man.
So I always ask people that work around like that, what's your thoughts as far as like the markets on the West Coast to the East Coast to like here in Atlanta? Like, what do you feel are the pros and cons when it comes to like your Hollywood, then going to your New York? You know, I know they're more theater based. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't really look at any cons of either in the market. The only thing I do wish is that people really took Atlanta actors as, you know, bigger than what you see them as. And I think that's just due to the history of it, maybe. I don't know. But these people here, even behind the scenes, give hard work. Like straight up hard work. And every actor I've met, the ones who are real about it, you always got your people who just want to be seen, that's fine.
Right.
But the ones who are real about it will always tell you how hard it is to work to get to that level. And then it breaks their heart when they see somebody from, you know, over here in this land coming over here with the same role and they didn't pick that person.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And just a fair chance. Because I know some people who was on a project that I worked at, and here she didn't get picked. So her manager put her in California, she got picked. It's the same project.
Yeah. Right.
Nobody picked her on the Atlanta side, she picked her on
Bro, I know that
the California side. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I know that whole game, man.
But you know, I don't know if that's a respect thing or not, but I feel like we have a lot of talent here. We've heard this story a lot. It's time just to really recognize what we have here and start putting a stronger movement. But I think there's pros in all the markets.
Okay.
Because you got competition, and to me, competition is beautiful.
Right.
Why get better for what?
Yeah. Now, when it comes to you, do you have any like particular roles, ideal roles that you would like to play?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, what type of?
Once I get your size, I want to get you on that. Man, once I get your size.
Hey D, I'm live right now. Get on the live. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. You know. So you more like superhero type roles?
I want to be a superhero type role. I want to be like not even. I was thinking about this not a renegade, but this person that just goes around like everybody that does bad in the hood is kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's been that meteor man guy.
Yeah. Okay. No, I asked that so like when I write, you know what I'm saying, I have like people in mind and stuff like that.
I also want to play like a real big. I know I can play a real like kingpin.
Yeah, you probably.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, I can see you doing that.
It took me a while. You know who got there? Greg Allen Williams got there.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, he's not acting your size. You know, my mom programmed me to be nice.
Well, you know they do.
Guys.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
But
like,
rightfully so.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, now you got to deprogram me. Like, yo, I am that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll give you a funny story about that. So I did a commercial, right, in Tennessee. It was one of them corporate gigs, you know, like how they show the training and stuff like that. It was for the military, right? And I was supposed to play this military abusive husband, right? You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to beat my wife.
Right.
So we get out there and they were like, yeah, just go crazy. They got stuff for me to break, like fake bases and stuff. They got like a whole thing of stuff for me to break, right? So I'm like, all right. First time I go in there, you know, young lady, we have a discussion. She got to report, make sure she felt comfortable with me, whatever. I'm like, listen, you know what I'm saying? And you know, women, they always be like, do whatever. To the extreme, they want to go to the extreme. Go to the extreme. You can't hurt me. I'm like, yes, I can. I'm not going to. So the scene comes, they're like, action. So I'm like, boom. I go through the first scene. It's like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel the passion, you know. So I'm like, man, and like you say, you're a big dude. It's rare you get to let that out because you got to hold that in. You know what I'm saying? So man, I tapped into that shit, dog. I tore the whole room up. They was like, that was awesome. I was like, I had to bring my shit down though, because I took it there. I'm like, oh, because I never. It's rare you feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Michelle Monaghan took me there.
Did she?
Yeah, she took me down Sleepless, and I felt like you can see my face. I'm dark. Right. I said they gotta see that I'm red faced. Yeah. But that's acting.
Yeah,
And
right.
I think that's the part that's the hardest part to understand is that it's not acting when you're now acting. You're in it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let it go. This is it. And if they say, hey, you're doing to pull back.
Right.
But for the most part, those performances, you know, even with Man on the Moon, Jim Carrey just went full stream.
Yeah.
You know.
And but what a lot of people, I'm sorry not to interrupt you, sometimes like you have to train yourself to bring that back, because I'm like a person where once I take it to a place emotionally, it's hard for me to just snap back. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's the key. That why you snapping back until you say rap.
Well, that's what I'm saying. After the rap, I still take that with me. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's
so
the
like,
hard part.
Yeah, I gotta not come home to my mama, screaming. So, yeah, so I had to learn that, and I try to teach
that meditation music going.
Right. You know. So look, man, like, what's ideal for you, brother? Like, what was your ideal situation? What's like the goal? Some of your goals, your end goals, or whatever. What would you like to accomplish as far as the industry is concerned?
For me, it's to be that A-list celebrity, because I feel it's not for my own vanity or anything like that. For one, I think if I'm going to do something to bring it to the fullest of potential, and I feel like there's greatness in me that I can make happen. Mm-hmm. So that's number one. Number two, it's the simple fact of the influence I have. You know, holding that charity event I had in Philly school days, and I was only expecting 150 people. Well, they had about 4 different community events going on in my community, and 300 plus came to mind.
Yeah.
And next year it's going to be even bigger, and we're going to have bigger sponsors and stuff like that. So now I know there is a base out there for whatever platform I want to put it on, whether it be with my entertainment or anything political, and I can use that platform to help make a bigger movement. For something I feel like is instrumental to my environment.
Right, and I'm glad you brought that up. So let's talk about that, more about that organization. How did it get started? How did you get involved? Like, how did it come about?
Yeah, so East Square Entertainment is my LLC. That's my business.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, my grandmother died.
My condolences. Right?
Thanks, man. And during that time, I was like, at this point, I'm young, I'm single, I don't have any kids. What can I do to leave this place better than, while I'm here? Before I got here.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I want to pass down information to people, not just about acting, but really about manhood, really about mental fortitude and things like that. So I said, how can I bring it into like 5 key points where people can understand it and that can help them live their life in an easier way. So I made up school days. My nickname is Old School, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to school. So we had healthy eating coaches, Denver Delaney, who does stuff with Dr. Sebi, son and their family. She had some things going. We had a meditator, Iris. We had 2 people who have very tough stories, Tony Payton and Sharon Mack. They had tough stories coming and then getting that started. So Tony used to be a state legislator. Now he has MS.
Okay.
So he's showing people how to continue to improve in life. And then Jason Thompson, my very good friend, NBA vet, now retired. He came in and just let them know, like, hey, you can accomplish things. And then myself, put all those things together. We just Captain Planet.
Yeah. I like the Justice League type thing, you know what I'm saying, or what have you, whatever. That's dope, man. So is that basically in Philly and also Philly area, and also are you all thinking about like spreading it, having it come to Atlanta?
I actually talked to Killer Mike's people. We did a show 3 weeks ago. And I told him about what I did, and he was telling me to get in contact with some of his people to start the movement here.
There we go.
What I eventually want to do is have the inner city kids take flights, because I say flights and I mean flights because a round trip will cost me about $200 a kid, maybe less. And none of these kids have ever done that before, and probably won't do that for a while.
Right.
So let me take a plane and bring them out to here, and not bring them to, bring them to some colleges and things like that, but bring them to things that are important to these kids, that being a video game creator, being, maybe having something with Country Wayne and letting them see how to be an actual creator, make money from it, not just creating. Create the content. If you're going to do it consistently. That's how you create a fan base. Right. Things like that. So that's what I want to do. Being a pilot, a black pilot. You know what I'm saying? So
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, brother. That's beautiful. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's up. So what else we got going on? Like, what you got anything coming up? Anything?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that today. I don't know if I can say it. But I don't know.
Okay.
I have.
But you do that too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got one coming out that's in the chamber right now, and that's gonna come out at some point. That's First Watch Club. I think I can say that. I got a little spot on there, and then I got something I'm about to film actually on Tuesday.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's what's up, man. But look, man, I was gonna get into, if you want to, talking about relationship, but I don't know if that's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that's the best.
I think so.
Okay, all right, well, look.
Because that goes with the mental health that we were talking about. And
Okay.
man, dating in Atlanta is interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm single, dog. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You know me.
I'm
sorry, nah, I mean, but anyway, I feel you, man. So let's talk about something. First of all, I'd like to know some of your experiences as being an actor, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, brother, people know your face. And wait, let me just say this: even if they don't know your face, you stand out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Your height and how you look.
Always, yeah.
And then when they see you on TV, that's just like an extra. You know what I'm saying? And you're around a lot of celebrities too. You know what I'm saying? So that's
crazy.
That's like
That's been a blessing being with some of my friends, Chase W. I mean, those folks have put me in contact with some people that I didn't even, fathom to speak to daily or have their numbers on my phone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't even, but that's all a blessing for sure. As far as that part is concerned, I don't think too many. You get some people, like I had one girl who probably tripped on that. You could tell, you could tell who it is, but for the most part, I think people are so fascinated, not to sound any type of way, but with who I am more so than what I do. And I think that's because that's the type of energy that I try to bring around. When people realize like, oh man, he's actually like
real deal.
Yeah, like I'm not. And if it's something that I don't think is something that I feel long term, I'm gonna respectfully say that, because if you don't do it respectfully, I wasted your time and my time.
Right.
It's like I don't understand when people get mad at somebody, and that's the thing. We're big kids. We still have these habits from when we were a kid. Oh, it didn't go your way, well, fine.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like you don't have to go. That's okay. I totally understand, and I would still like to have our friendship, and if that's okay. Yeah. And some people are okay with that. Some people are not. Like I had one girl who didn't want my friendship afterwards, and I completely understand. But it's like you never know where things, because people. My thing is, people say, "Oh, I don't go backwards." I don't think it's going backwards if people grow and evolve. If that pain caused somebody to become better, and then you guys both are better, and maybe you meet again at some point in time, and like, oh yeah, you never know what that could blossom into. Yeah. So my whole thing is I think people have to start getting into a better energy space, and a better way to communicate empathetically to people. You know what I mean? See how this person is going to respond with what you do. You know what I'm saying? And are you doing it in a way you would like them to respond? Right. But some people don't know that they're doing things that are like unintentionally hurtful to somebody. Right. Maybe you're habitually, like I'm from up north, so some people say I talk aggressive. And I had to learn how to basically, maybe say a couple more words instead of like, yo, you got that? That's how I talk. Yeah, I got that. Well, people don't like that, so you're like, hey, do you have that over there for me?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Other people, like, you don't talk aggressive, bro. You just do, and that's how you talk. That's how I am. People think aggressive.
But what I'm saying, that part is what I had to learn how to shift, because
you got yourself.
Right, because to me, that's what. But to you, it's like, to me, I'm like, hey, how's it going? To you, I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, as if it was a little dude. But what I wanted to ask you, man, is like, what are your thoughts as far as like, I know we're older now, so when you were younger to now, and I'm pretty sure like your perspective and what you look for in a woman is different than when it was when you were in your 20s or whatnot. So as you evolved, what did you learn as far as where you are right now, what to look for in a woman?
It's always been the same, honestly, for me.
Really? Okay.
I messed up as I got older. I started pulling back because I'm like, oh, we didn't know I'm letting this go. Oh, you know, I had to stop that because I couldn't accept that.
Okay.
If they don't have the full package for what I want, my preferences, then I just can't do it. And I've had people who've had like 90%. That's fine. Because I don't know how much percentage I have for you. I don't. I just know that this is who I am, and I'm trying to do my best for us both. But I think the key thing is to accept, but not truly compromise yourself. Because if you do that, you will never be happy. Your cup is never full. So you can accept things if that still fills your cup, but don't be like, oh, you know, it's all good. You know that part. Now you got to really accept it and be like, all right, that's my baby. That's what it is. You know, you don't ever have an issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for me, I've kind of put a hold on dating a little bit because there were, you know, for me, I had gotten into a relationship and I needed to get healed. And I realized that, and after situations happen, I always run it back to my mind, regardless if I was wrong or not. And what I realized is that's not about being right or wrong, it's really about being understanding. Because a lot of right and wrong come from preference. It's like, oh, I prefer this person to act or say. That has nothing to do with anything most of the time.
Right.
That's really, if it's something that's like a year and below, normally it's not even something that they did to really hurt the person. It's more so preference.
Right.
So after you get that into intact, I kind of understand my own actions and my own thought of mine and my own way of saying things and seeing if I'm doing things in a way that is conducive to what I want. A lot of people don't do that. We like things that's convenient and putting it into our schedule. I'm gonna hit this person up at this time. When you treat them like that, that's what it's gonna be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But if I work a 12-hour day on set, I gotta give at least a look. Understand in the morning, you better say something. During my break, you better say something. And then afterwards, you better say something.
Right.
But if that's not the case until you guys are exclusive, after you do something and you want to get to know that person, then you hit them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to dedicate some time. Everything needs time. Every plant needs water.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then that's another thing. Like if I got another audition, well, now you got to give another hour to that audition too.
Right.
Which takes away from sleep, though. But it has to be a balance to if you want things to be successful. That's just what it is.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. So when it comes to balance, how do you balance like your career, you know, when you went on auditions, or say you get a gig or whatnot, and traveling and stuff like that, how do you balance like that in a relationship?
I had to get a system of, I'm good with kind of saving time.
Okay.
So if I'm on set and I got like 2 minutes, might be 2 minutes, but that's 2 good minutes, I'll just call you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's 2 good minutes, I can call up something about an errand and make sure it's done for the next, you know, something like that. But I try to just, you know, while one thing is going on, I'm handling this other thing.
Okay.
And so I'll try to have it all caught up between, you know, before the evening. And if I don't, I'll start some more stuff. But I think it would just have to be dedicated quality time. I don't know how much time, but just dedicating quality time to each thing. Priority list first.
Okay.
And a lot of that, you know, as soon as I'm done a 12-hour day, I hate to do it, but I gotta go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I know I ate some calories on set.
Crown services, boy. Hell, you know what I'm saying?
People understand, man.
Yeah.
It's the toughest thing.
Oh man.
And then after that, you know, if my lady's there, then
Yeah.
that's what it is right there.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm exclusive, then I talk to the lady while I'm on.
Okay.
And go to the gym and then get back with the lady.
That's what's up. Now, how do you feel about like on-set romances and stuff like that? Would you ever date anybody you want a project with?
Professionally, I wouldn't go after it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta let her make that move.
Okay.
I gotta be perfect, because that's the thing, like, there's so much going on, you don't know.
Well, what if she's like your co-star? Like y'all, like you the lead man, she the lead woman.
Oh, no.
You wouldn't?
Because you can't mess up that chemistry. You gotta, I mean, see, that's the thing, like, Zendaya and Tom Holland have fallen in love, but it can happen. Like, I'm not saying it can't, but technically, when you're on that set, you're playing that character, so you don't get to know Eli. You get to know whoever I'm playing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Which
So
a lot of dudes do in real life anyway. They play a character. They don't even show themselves anyway in real life. A lot of dudes don't.
yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
But so if that's the case, they fall into the person, the character of that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it depends. I mean, I've had a good scene before, and she approached me after, and but you just got me after that project.
Right.
But it just depends, because who else did that? Didn't the people in Twilight have?
I know a lot of that happens a lot on set though. That's not an uncommon
It's
thing.
not-
That's why I asked the question.
No, it's not because you
I
fall
wanna
in love
know-
with that character.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
actually have real feelings at that
I
time.
do.
Which is kind of the reason I asked, because a lot of people experience that in real life. I have, it's like I thought I might have loved somebody, but it's really they didn't know me as a person. Like they saw.
That's what I'm saying. It's a character, yeah. So I don't know. It would all have to depend, but it is not uncommon. You're absolutely right. One time I took a picture with Rosario, and she's so good when she takes pictures that like her eyes can beam in, and it's like then her body can torch it, and it's like I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
If it's like a love scene, I want to just fall into your eyes.
Right.
I want to be able to
Provoke emotion just.
it was like wow.
Yeah.
Dang, she wants some Superwoman. Like she's a beast when it comes to that. But yeah, that's a tough question. It's kind of like, but like I said, if it happened to anything like that, you gotta let them approach it. Because you never know what something can be.
Yeah, it might turn out.
I'm not. You just have a nice meeting, and if it doesn't, whatever. But personally, I'm always putting profession first.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So I got another banger I asked from all my male friends and whatnot. What about a scenario where you have like a celebrity, like A-list celebrity, and she wants to date you, and you're not quite A-listers yet? How would you feel about dating an A-list celebrity?
Well, that happened already.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, excuse me, good brother. I didn't know. I didn't know who I was talking to, y'all. My bad. I didn't know, I forgot who I was talking to. So how'd that go?
Nah, that didn't happen.
Hey, I can see you doing that. I can see you doing that. You know what I'm saying? I can see him coming at you.
Yeah, I might have a couple of looks, but
Yeah.
I ain't.
Well, how would you feel about that though?
Keep the secret first.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to profit off of you.
Yeah.
It's not, at that point, it's up to me to be a man. Be romantic, take you out to a couple dinners, get to know you. Let's go walk, have a talk. What is it that you want, and what is it I want? And then we go ahead.
Right.
And if it be with me, if not, I take great friends.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I better let it.
So look, man, I also want to know, like, when it comes to like agents and stuff like that, because I had one for a minute, but a lot of younger, talent, they ask me about agents, like if it's good to have one or good not to have one. I had one and I didn't have one. Me personally, I don't have one now because it's like, I do my own thing. But if I wasn't doing my own thing, I probably would.
Not everybody is Shaka, dog. Everybody's not known.
Nah. Chaka wasn't getting booked.
Yeah.
Chaka wasn't getting booked, so he had to come up with his own shit. That's all. I had to pull the whole, you know what I'm saying, the Master P. That's what Chaka had to do. Everybody didn't like me like Eli, you know what I'm saying? They didn't love me like him, so I had to make my own way. Anyway, that's
sometimes I'll be wondering the same thing, like, dang, did this cash in the Rangers like these? Like
they like you, man, because you're a likable dude.
Yeah,
you're a good dude.
Like I said, there's sometimes on set where, I remember one situation, I used to work behind the scenes, and I'm walking with the person, man, I'll get in the car, because I'm the principal actor. I said, no, I'm gonna walk with him. And no, get in the car, it's okay. I said, no, it's okay, because we got important people I like. Let me just go walk to my trailer with him. And then they said it, I said, all right, so I get in the car. The whole van was silent. I was like, yo. And then the producer comes out, tucks in his pants. I was like, yo, come on, man. And then I had so I was like, man, I hope future auditions. I actually had an audition I had a callback for them. And I said, they gotta remember me for this because I got 40 million views. I kind of gave it away from that. But I got other stuff. But I got a lot of views from one thing that we had done. So I'm like, they gotta remember me for this project. And I did not get that call. So I always wondered if it was, buddy.
A lot of times, man, this is why I do my own thing. It's politics. And you really don't have to do with talent or anything like that. It's
right.
It's sad who you know. You know what I'm saying? It's about who you know. And I ain't gonna get into it now. I'll talk about it on my Patreon. But as far as like who owns what, you really can't complain if the people that own the stuff have certain rules and regulations. You gotta play by that. You can't complain about that.
No, you gotta play.
Like, go get your own shit then. If you
Yeah,
don't want to
exactly.
play the rules.
That's
you know what I'm
why.
saying?
But that's why so many actors are always like so. Pins and needles about stuff because they always just like how they like me, how can I get in front? And to me, I'm never going to be there. Mm-hmm. So when that situation happened, I said, well, I know my intention. So at the end of the day, people, like you said, people know me, and if they know me, they know that they want me to like I don't know what bag they come out. So I was like, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Right.
I keep it moving, man. God did.
Yeah. God did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's what's up. So, like, do you have anybody you want to work with? Like, any particular talent that, like, you love to do, like, some projects with?
Yeah. Man. If I could work with Leonardo, that's what I want. And then Damson Idris.
Okay. Yeah, he nice.
Damson Idris, man.
Yeah.
Damson Idris. Obviously, Pacino, Denzel. I think for me, it would be because he's my favorite actor.
Okay.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah, boy. Don Cheadle's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. Shout out to Don Cheadle. You know what I'm saying? Devil in the blue dress. Him and Denzel. He killed Denzel. You know Denzel #1. You know Denzel Jordan. But hey, he put that AI on him. You know what I'm saying? He put the AI on him and devil in the blue dress. You know what I'm saying? Don Cheadle. Shout out.
So, I'm drawing a blank, but Morpheus.
Okay. Lawrence Fishburne. Okay. Yeah.
So those guys, and then obviously Tom Hanks. I said Tom Hanks.
Okay.
And there was one more who I really wanted to work with, but really Don Cheadle. If I could do something with Idris Elba, that'd be fun. Yeah. That'd be dope. Fall 2.
Yeah.
That's hot. Danielle Deadwell.
Yeah. That's what's up. So look, man, is it like acting like your primary thing, or you interested in, I know you say you was producing, directing, writing.
So yeah, I have a series I got this I want to let it out. It's called Hollywood South. I don't want to get too much into it.
Y'all heard it first. In fact, certified. You know what I'm saying? Exclusive, baby.
So I want that, and then obviously I'm working on an EP called Curse of the Gemini.
Let's talk about that music. I forgot about that. Yeah. So let's get number one. How did you get into music? How long have you been into music?
My whole family knows. So interesting story. Like my dad's real last name is Ruffin.
Are you in relation? Any relation?
Yeah.
Really?
From what I understand.
Oh man.
So he's like our second cousin. So my dad, when he sings, he literally makes people cry. He's had that gift his whole life. I've seen people fall out in church plenty of times.
So you grew up in the music family?
Yeah. But it's weird because everybody in my family can only sing one tone, and I sing all of them.
Oh, really? I know you saw it too. I know you
I never really liked to sing. Like I always liked to rap because it was just more fun to me. I love putting my words together. But yeah, it's called the Curse of the Gemini, and the reason being is because people always say Geminis have two sides to them. So just like R. Kelly and Jay-Z did Best of Both Worlds, I made the same thing, Curse of the Gemini, R&B, hip hop.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. So how did you like start saying like, okay, I want to pursue music?
It's not. I'm not pursuing it. I'm just. You know what? It's a hobby.
Okay.
I just want to. It's a means to it. Like I just want to get it out.
Okay.
If I'm going to create it here, I need to create it here.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Just like my life. If I'm going to create it here, I got to. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. So I never leave anything on the table. If I wrote it, if I got to do something with it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm wired. So.
Yeah, I know a lot of artists like you, yourself, myself. It's like therapeutic too. It's like it just feels good just to.
It definitely is.
Just to get it out.
It is. It's a way of expression, which is the whole point of First of all, music is an emotion. Anytime you listen to music, it's a quick vibration. It's a vibrational emotion. So that's what we create within that moment. It's great.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's how I use like one of my techniques. I know a lot of people use like colors before a scene to provoke emotion. I use music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So before I do a
I
scene,
need to try that.
Yeah. So if I got a
It's
sad
color.
scene, I'll put in like something sad or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If I need to be like energetic, I'll throw on pop or something, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I use music to provoke my emotions.
I did that on the Underground Railroad when I had to get ready for the whipping scene. Yeah, but I've never done that until then, and I don't even know why I did it. I just put me in that mood.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Barry Jenkins.
Very Jenkins. And with the colors thing, I learned that from Lavanya, taking her class or whatnot.
Colors?
She does that. Yeah, she say look at certain colors.
Moving out the goods, Divine. Come on here.
Lavanya like, y'all gotta pay for that now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can get it on the Patreon. You know? Yeah. So look, man, we might be running out in about an hour or so. So look, man, I ain't gonna take up too much of your time. Let's say anything else, you know what I'm saying? You wanna get out there. So what you want the people to know? Like put out your social medias, where can they find your music, and you know, just where they can find you and follow you.
Yeah, so the music, I actually am working on that now. We're gonna have that going on Apple Music real soon. So just look back on the page at I am Elijah Everett. You can Google it and see it on all the pedestals. I am Elijah Everett, and it'll be on there probably in like the next 2 months, I think. My goal was to get it out at Christmas, but I might put it out at the start of the new year. I think that might be all right. Okay. Fresh look. So, the one thing I want people to take home is to live their life in the moment. Like enjoy every facet of your journey. Like there's no point in being disappointed in people or self at times. So I think we all just gotta, no matter what happens, if something doesn't go your way, you can walk away from it, or you can help to fix it. I think you should carry that attitude in life and just enjoy whatever is going on. That's really what I can say. I think it's a lot of hurt people from failed expectations, or maybe undesired moments, or maybe the journey isn't where they ultimately want to be. I got a fortune cookie one time that was like, at the end you're gonna realize, it was all about the journey. So from that instant, I stopped worrying about my journey. I stopped worrying about looking at other people winning, which is what you see on Instagram all the time. How can I get down? I was losing myself in that. I was stretching, reaching out to people because I know what I have. And I'm like, bro, I'm reaching out to people. Then I was like, one day Shaq pulled me to the side. And he asked me, do you know who you are? I was like, what about you? He's like, and it wasn't nothing I did. It was just me kind of putting an eager thing on something to get done. He's like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I remember years ago he told me about, he wanted a program where he put somebody in order to prep them for, if they were like about to be famous or something. And I felt like the other day, like that's what he's been doing all these years is, and I'm always like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope it comes true. But it's like, why are you scared to say what you wanna have your dream? My dream is to be able to celebrity. Regardless of if it comes true or not, that's my dream. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just gonna keep going, because to me, ultimately, every time I did something and accomplished it, they always said, you always said that. I said that. I don't remember I said that. But I said it. Right. And it happened. And this is on multiple occasions. So I'm like, that's what it is. I'm gonna be a A-list celebrity. And it probably will happen. And you know what I mean? Because we come from backgrounds where it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. You got that negative thought. You can't let that positive go over that. I don't need to be sad. I don't need to be unhappy. Enjoy the ride.
There you go. Well, brother, to me, you are A-list celebrity.
Yes, sir.
And one last thing, man. If you had to tell young Eli something, you know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a lot of young brothers out there, man, that look up to you, and see you on TV and see your moves and how you're moving. What would you tell, young Elijah, looking at, Elijah now?
Yeah, like I said, just enjoy the journey. Always stick to your principles. Just stick to it all the time. It's going to happen. But have a positive attitude when you do it. You can do something, You can come to a job and do it and be negative, and everything around you affects that. Now you have this bad reputation. Or you can come to a job and put on a happy face and say, yeah, this is great. It might not be, but I'm not going to let you know, because right now it's good. And that right there is how you create magic.
There you have it, folks. There you have it. We're going to end it right there. So once again, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for joining us. It Factor Certified. Eli Everett, you know what I'm saying? Thank you once again. And y'all check us out. I'm going to load it up on YouTube. Y'all got to see it live, but I'm edited, load it up on YouTube. I'm deleting all this shit, y'all. So if y'all ain't watching live, I'm telling you, y'all going to have to pay for this shit later. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know he about to blow up. He already blown up. He just told you he about to be an A-list celebrity, y'all. So y'all better watch this shit now because we charging y'all later. But thanks for joining. Let me get a shout out to everybody that joined. Dang, there's a lot of people on here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that came on here. Ahmad, what up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so look, yeah. Let's not end it yet. Yeah. So if y'all got any questions, go ahead. Go ahead and ask any questions y'all have before we end it. Let me see. And if y'all want to send a request, it's a good time to send it too. Actually, I've never done this before. I never did a request for anybody else. So look, y'all, I'm going to give y'all like 5 minutes. If y'all want to send a request, or if y'all have any questions.
My coach sent a request.
You know what I'm saying? We'll have it, bring y'all on. You know what I mean?
I guess you should do this for the whole time.
Let's see. You doing anything else tonight?
I'm studying.
What you studying? Oh, you got a job.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm studying.
That's what's up, man. All right, somebody asked, what is your ritual for remaining positive? She Cute 484.
Ritual.
Shout out to She Cute 484. She Cute, why you ain't got no photo of She Cute?
That's a good question. So, that's a great question. So for me, I'm a Christian, so prayer is number one. But number two is definitely, it's as simple as changing that mind frame, like I said. Today's a good day. Just think opposite. It's so easy, but it's so hard. And the hard part is you're going to stubbornly not want to get rid of that energy. Because you're like, you're definitely entitled to it, right? Mm-hmm. So because you're entitled to it, you don't want to let it go. But the ritual should be getting rid of your habit. Okay. Anything opposite of your habit should be a ritual. And see how it works, because you can't change unless you change.
Word up. What is Sapien? She says nephews and nieces are watching as well. Your nephews and nieces are watching as well, good brother.
Oh, okay. What
They're
is
so proud of you, see?
Doo-doo? I don't know any doo-doos.
Hey.
But doo-doo, thank you.
Shout out to y'all. Ma, what up, though? Let's see.
You got my friend shirt on. You gotta show the friends.
Word up. She's so cute.
How many of
It's like common guys, what's let's see.
I know mine probably got something on there too. I just now decided to turn it around.
Yeah, I normally don't, but like I said, this is new. I'm learning as I go, so.
Keep going. I do the same thing. Let me see.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm trying to see what's,
A bunch of people in there. Hey, Monica.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm ending mine. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I bust my ass. I'm ending mine, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
What was my first acting job?
Word up.
What was my first acting job? Well, my very first acting job. So my very first acting job was with Monique. On the Monique show, I played a character named Jabari.
Oh, shit.
That's what I wanted to say earlier. Monique gave me my first character.
Did y'all shoot that over at the Turner Building? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she gave me my very first character named Jabari. And when she cracked up, I knew that's when I wanted to. That was confirmation. That's what it was. And that's when I met Alpha and Raven, and that's when I went for that audition. And that it was trash.
Yeah.
But I'm glad because anytime I do something bad, I always go with a vengeance to make it great.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it didn't go good because if I would have came out, oh man, right, so many steps.
Cocky and shit.
Yeah, just ego.
Oh, okay. It's Doo Sapien. All right. Shout out to Doo Sapien.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a question, Doo? Oh yes, did you? Yo.
Hold on. CQ got a question for you. How can you tell who's trying to be around you because of your status versus your energy?
Oh wow.
Good question.
If you have to ask that question, then that means that person should be around you.
Okay.
That's what I have to say. Because a lot of people, I had to learn to listen to that inner voice because when you grow up, especially as a creative, you'll start going away from that voice because you're taking risks. You're trying to see what's on the other side of the grass. But really, it's a half and half with that voice, but at some point in your life, you got to get back to that voice, which is kind of like safety. And we call it intuition. That's the safety valve. That's the safety button. And you have to start listening to that voice. And if you have an inkling in your mind of something where you have to question it, ask yourself, is it because of something you've dealt with in the past? And maybe this is, being kind of, similar to that, or if indeed there's something negatively coming, factually based that's negative, and it's like, I don't know if this person is here for that. And the way you tell that is from intent. You will always tell a person from intent. Straight up, you know what I'm saying? You can say all you want, but if your intent ain't there, it's not, that's how you can tell. But yeah, if you gotta ask that question, more than likely they're not the people that's supposed to be there for.
Word up. Okay.
And here's another thing. Some people might be there just for that, which is fine. But make sure there's some type of, reciprocation. If they're here for that, what are you here for then? Because every relationship is a push-pull, whether it be emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever. There's always some type of push-pull which makes a relationship work. So look for that as well.
All right, she has another, Doo Sapien has another question. Explain why giving up is never an option.
Steve Jobs said it. So you gotta be crazy if you wanna do this job, because you're gonna fail so many times. You have to be in love with it, and sometimes love isn't enough. You really gotta be crazy, because you will get beaten, you will get happy, you will get sad, you will be thrown away, you'll be turned away so many times. And it's not something that you have that is glorious upon until you have the glory. So the only way you can honestly do that is if you love it. And if you love something, you just don't throw it away. You just keep going until you figure out what it is that's at that ending. And more than likely, it's going to be what you thought about. The thing I would say is have a destination. A lot of people have a dream, but they don't have a dream destination. And if you get on the boat, your dream, you don't have a destination, you're just going around in circles. So just press forward until you get there, because honestly, if it's here, then that means it's literally possible. Literally. I am not lying. I'm sure I'm not the only one when you think of somebody, all of a sudden you see that person, or they come back into your life and you talk to them on the phone. Or if you thought about a job, I want to get this, and you finally got that job. Like, it happens. It's not. That's what I'm saying. Like, life is literally all you think about. There are situations that's work, but if you think to go toward this direction and really put a lot of energy to it, I guarantee you, it will get there. And this is another part I never told many people this. When I was younger, I always thought I wanted to be famous. Like, how am I going to get this? I said I want to learn. I want to be friends with somebody that's there and I can keep going up. One of the people was Shaq. Another person was Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, another person with Michael
You
Jackson.
no, not like Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Michael
man,
Jackson.
I want to know Michael Jackson.
You know we got the same birthday, August 29th.
I wanna know
Yeah,
Michael
we're on the
Jackson.
same day. Yeah.
But now I'm friends with Shaq. I always thought about that. I said, wow, when I was younger, 12, I was like, man, I always want to be. I said, I always want to be friends with somebody that I idolize, you know. And now I'm friends with somebody who's, and I'm not idolizing. He's actually my friend now. But the pieces that I've learned from him is you can't. You know, but I thought about that when I was 12. You know, and then obviously when you grow up, you're like, oh, what's going to make you famous is you having an ultimate skill. You know, there's people out there who are famous. Like I don't really know what, you know, a couple other, you know, people may do outside of, you know, just chattering all the time. But for the most part, if you actually have the skill and you become great at it, that stuff is going to find you at some point. That's just the name of the game.
All right, we got one more question and we're gonna wrap it up. It might cut off, so we're gonna take one more question. She Cute 484 asks, what is the greatest quote you've ever heard?
Here's a couple more right there. The greatest quote: the man who knows nothing knows that he knows everything. The man that knows nothing, and that means humble yourself. A lot of people always think they know it all, but you know, my biggest thing is I had to learn to be quiet. And that's the polite way to put it. I want to say shut up. Because that's what I was being told at the time. But once I stopped anticipating what somebody was saying, assuming, I became a better person, much better person.
Okay.
So, what's one of the questions? Did you start off as an extra in a movie, and what was your favorite role you played? Oh man. Well, I didn't start off as an extra, but I did do an extra, and I barely lasted that whole day.
The extra days ain't no joke.
Not gonna say what production it was, but once that $75 check came in 3 weeks later, and your boy was hurt. I was hurt. I said, no, this ain't gonna cut the cake. And mind you, I did a lot of stuff, and I basically have a master's degree. I got my MBA.
Okay.
And I've done a lot of things to kind of, you know, go away from my degree. Because I had to have an open schedule for acting. But, yo, extra, no, I couldn't do that. My favorite movie? That's a great question. Right now, obviously, it's always going to be a first one, and the man who really inspired me to act, Jamie Foxx from Sleepless. But my favorite is really playing Big Anthony on Underground Railroad. I know it's crazy to say, but right now, that's because it shows the audience. Like, people are so drawn emotionally into that character, that's what makes me proud. And I always wanted to act in a movie where I didn't even say anything. And I didn't. They took out my words in that movie. And I thought that it was great. And so that's my pride and joy.
So I gotta ask you, as a filmmaker, did they pay you as a talking character? Or
Oh yeah, because they still had words. They took it out.
Okay.
So yeah, I still had, you know, that's a great question. I still had my weekly, you know. But yeah, they took out all the words. And Barry actually gave me a whole minute of a scene just walking.
Damn.
And Underground Railroad. And this was just off the cusp. This was not written in this script or anything like that. We had finished my talking scene, and then he said, you know what, Eli, I want you to go ahead. And the guy really fell in love with, I felt we both fell in love with each other on that set, man. It was like my brother I've never met. I was like, holy crap, you know, this guy has that eye. I mean, watching him work, dude, this dude knows the names of extras.
Yeah.
I was like, Barry Jenkins is an Oscar-winning director. He knows the names of extras. I've never seen him.
You know who else like that? Robert Townsend.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, because I was an extra. I was an extra. I mean, I done stuff with him, but the first time I met him, I was an extra. He knew my name. Like, he called me to say, hey, Chuck, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. But those make the best stuff, right? I try to learn from that, man, because that means you actually know that person. And then when people feel that you know them, man, they respect you more and they more. They'll give you more. Yeah, exactly.
I gave Barry everything I had, and he knew it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, you're my brother for life. Gave me his number and everything, dog. dog. So
That's dope.
I mean, that to me, to have Barry Jenkins, he's hands down going to go down in history as one of the greatest directors of all time, cinematographers of all time.
That's
I mean, he's the guy's amazing. You know, it's like, you know, it's there's nothing to put on it, but yeah, he's great. And I'm totally thankful.